Act 1. Cesare Angelotti, a former diplomat of the Roman Republic, is an escaped political prisoner. He hides in the private chapel of a church. An elderly employee of that church, the sacristan, enters and kneels in prayer. Painter Mario Cavaradossi arrives and works on his picture of Mary Magdalene. The sacristan notices a likeness between the portrait of Mary Magdalene and a woman who has been visiting the church recently. Actually, she was Angelotti's sister, the Marchesa. Cavaradossi comments on the contrast between the woman in his painting and his dark-haired lover, the singer Floria Tosca. Angelotti emerges, informing his old friend Cavaradossi that he is being pursued by the chief of police, Baron Scarpia. Tosca's voice calls out to Cavaradossi. Hearing this, Cavaradossi gives Angelotti his basket of food, and Angelotti disappears. Tosca enters and warily asks Cavaradossi what he's been doing. She suspects he's been with another woman. Cavaradossi reassures her, but Tosca pleads for him to take her to his villa that evening, still quite clearly jealous of the woman in the painting, who she recognizes as the Marchesa Attavanti. Cavaradossi explains he merely observed the Marchesa at prayer in church, but reassures Tosca of his fidelity. Qual occhio al mondo, what eyes in the world. After Tosca leaves, Angelotti reappears to plan his escape. Cavaradossi passes Angelotti a key to his villa, suggesting he hides in a disused well in the garden. The sound of a cannon confirms that Angelotti's plans to escape have been discovered. He and Cavaradossi rush out of the church. The sacristan returns with the choristers, rejoicing at the early reports that Napoleon is losing at Marengo. The church goes quiet as Scarpia, his deputy Spoletta, and several police agents arrive, seeking Angelotti. Scarpia's men find an empty food basket and a fan with the Attavanti coat of arms on it. Scarpia learns that Cavaradossi has been in the church and suspects him of plotting Angelotti's escape. Tosca returns looking for Cavaradossi. Scarpia tries to provoke her by suggesting a relationship between Cavaradossi and the Marchesa Attavanti. Spoletta and his agents follow Tosca, hoping to find both Cavaradossi and Angelotti. As they leave, Scarpia now has designs on Tosca and also plans to execute her lover, Cavaradossi. Act 2. Scarpia's apartment in the Palazzo Farnese that evening. Scarpia dispatches a message to Tosca, requesting she visits his apartment. Spoletta reports that Cavaradossi has been arrested, but Angelotti remains at large. Cavaradossi is interrogated, but denies any knowledge of Angelotti's escape. As Tosca arrives, she sees Cavaradossi being dragged off, and he warns her not to reveal the plot. Scarpia poses a difficult question to Tosca. To save her lover from torture, she must betray Angelotti's hiding place. Tosca initially refuses, but she relents when she hears screams and finally tells Scarpia where to find Angelotti. The bloodied Cavaradossi is dragged back before Scarpia and Tosca and is devastated to discover that Tosca has betrayed his dear friend Angelotti. A news report states that the French have won at the Battle of Marengo and are marching towards Rome. As Cavaradossi is dragged away to be executed, he laughs at Scarpia, saying that Scarpia's rule of terror must soon end. Scarpia bargains with Tosca. If she submits to him, Cavaradossi will be freed. Tosca refuses, but the drumbeats announce an impending execution. Tosca wails, "Why has God abandoned her?" She offers money, to no avail. Scarpia only wants Tosca. Spoleto announces that Angelotti killed himself. Cavaradossi's execution is now imminent. As Scarpia hesitates, a desperate Tosca gives in to him. Tosca receives guarantees of safe passage from Rome for herself and Cavaradossi, and Tosca takes a knife from the table. When Scarpia moves in to embrace Tosca, she stabs him, shouting, "This is Tosca's kiss." She mutters, "Now I forgive him," as Scarpia lies dead on the floor. She takes the letter of safe conduct. She lights candles and places a crucifix on the body of Scarpia. Act 3. The ramparts of Castel Sant'Angelo in Rome, early the following morning. The jailer informs Cavaradossi he has 1 hour to live. He only asks to write a letter to Tosca, and as he proceeds to write, he is quickly overwhelmed by his memories. Tosca enters and triumphantly pulls out the safe conduct pass. She reveals she has killed Scarpia. Cavaradossi only needs to pretend to die when the firing squad fire blanks, and after which they will both leave together before Scarpia's body is found. Cavaradossi is stunned by his lover's courage. "O dolce mani," O sweet hands. Tosca watches as Cavaradossi is led in front of the firing squad. Tosca marvels at how Cavaradossi dies so realistically. Ecco un artista, what an actor. A weeping Tosca later discovers Scarpia eventually betrayed her as she holds Cavaradossi's lifeless body. Men rush in, announcing that Scarpia is dead and that Tosca has killed him. Tosca rises, runs to the parapet, and cries, "O Scarpia, avanti a Dio!" "O Scarpia, let's go before God," and jumps to her death. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and maybe subscribe to the channel. That way you can enjoy more of this content. Thank you. Click here for some more videos you may be interested in.